Good evening. This is Delit, and I love cross stitching. And I wanted to share some patterns that I have in pamphlets or booklets with you today. I haven't done that yet. I've shown you some magazine patterns and I've shown you some patterns in books. I haven't really gotten into my pamphlets yet. So I thought I would show you um, some of these. These are the ones that don't fit in like a regular size page protector and in one of my binders, so I fit them in this. These fit in scrapbooks, the 12 by 12 inch scrapbooks, and you can get these real refillable type pages. So those are the kinds of scrapbooks I get where I can add pages. So one kind is like this, where it's just the plastic cover, and the other kind is like this. I had been using these, and I think I couldn't find these anymore, so I started using these. They do kind of get worn after a while, I discovered, and on the bottom the patterns start falling through. So I might need to buy some more to replace what I've been using. So maybe you saw a theme. I was tempted to get more than a couple of my pamphlets with of a religious subject, because I noticed I had the Holy Family and I have the Last Supper and a few others, but I know I'm not going to stitch the Last Supper. It's kind of a large project to undertake, or the Holy Family, which was also a very large, detailed project. Not that they're not beautiful. That's just not what I want to stitch right now. So I brought down these, the Good Shepherd, and this is a Leisure Arts. They're both Leisure Arts, actually. Leisure Arts has really good quality patterns. This is Warner Salman, Portraits in Praise. He must have done the original paintings that, at least where I grew up, are so familiar. This picture of Jesus and some others. Here they show some on the back. What happened was I was looking through my larger pamphlets, deciding what to show you, thinking I could show you all of them at once, but really that doesn't quite do the patterns justice. So I decided to just do a few in a video because I have so many patterns. They're not going to all get done in a video. Here we go. Here's a couple. They're the same ones you've already seen, just different finishes. And when I saw this, I was reminded, I just was thinking how much I love the theme of Jesus as the Good Shepherd as a cross stitch design. And that I have more than one pattern for that. And so I thought, is this my favorite? The one I just showed you, which is here on the back, where Jesus is in a cream colored outfit. The sheep are really fluffy and bright and pretty. It's a very happy sort of image, and I really like it. It's got the oval aspect to it, which you might like, or you might prefer for it to not be oval. I didn't want to do just a picture of Jesus, and although I really love this one on the bottom, I just don't want to stitch in black. Don't take that as, well, I guess you could, but I try not to think of that as representative of my religious commitment, that I don't want to stitch Jesus on black. It's really pretty. I thought I wouldn't like it better on another color fabric. It really is best on black. Um, so, um, and although that's a really nice picture of Jesus, I wasn't looking for one that's just Jesus. And I love the metaphor of Jesus at the door. It's a nice idea. It's a nice picture. But I remembered this guy. And I said, which one do I like better? There's not as many sheep to see. But Jesus is carrying a lamb in both pictures. He has the staff and he has his robe. Kind of have to compare them. I can show you why I picked the one that I picked to be my next project. I had just kind of had it in mind that I would be doing it. But the more, just in the last few days or over the last week, I really wanted to get started. And the only reason I'm not starting in this video is when I looked for the floss colors, I said, I just don't have any of these and I need to go to the store to be able to start this project. But I do have fabric and I think I will not buy fabric at the store, just floss. Also, I'm looking forward to going to the store and just picking out floss. So it's a very different color between the two pictures. This one has bright red right in the middle and a lot of blues and some dark elements for the shadows. And then this is very bright and white and light and a little bit of color around the edges. So if I evaluate it on three different things were what I considered when I looked at it. One was Jesus. Which Jesus do I like better? That was what won me over, I think, in the end. Although I like both Jesuses. Which sheep do I like better? I like these sheep. First of all, there's more sheep. And you can see the face of the little lamb in Jesus's arm here. So definitely the sheep went over on this one. That's a really nice aspect of this picture. On this one, I think I like this Jesus better. I like the outfit better, but also the way the face and just every aspect of Jesus is done on this picture. But I don't like the sheep better. But I think it was kind of hard. They kind of balanced each other out. I liked the sheep better here, Jesus better here. And the reason I picked the one I did is the background. Look at these and see which background. This definitely has a better foreground. But in case of background, this does a nice job of showing the lake and this little hilly outcropping, and the flowers are really pretty. But I just didn't think it compared at all with the beautiful tree, the sky with clouds, the sunset or whatever is going on, and then you still have a little bit of the view of the landscape. The lower landscape is not as good, but it's sufficient. This part is so much better than the other one. And then also I noticed, see if you can see, this one doesn't have a halo. Jesus's hair is lighter at the top, but here you have an actual halo. So, and I kind of like that iconic aspect to the image in this one. And it doesn't have a name of the artist, but it was adapted for needlework by Sandy Orton. And I'm wondering if I can see anywhere here where it does credit the artist. Maybe it's like an unknown artist that painted some old painting. It looks familiar, doesn't it? But anyhow, Sandy Orton with Cooler Design Studio. She's kind of, well, I've seen her name around a lot as a designer. So she's done a lot. Been around for a while. But then I've had these patterns for a while. So. And these, I think, I remember these pictures from when I was a kid. I don't know how long his paintings have been around. You'd think I would do a little more research beforehand. Anyhow, a nice thing about this pamphlet, that is my phone dinging, if you can hear it, is having all your instructions. Like, I just love it when they do this in these charts where they explain everything in detail. Now, I basically understand all of this now. But for those of you who don't know how to do quarter stitches, these patterns do have they would be considered harder designs because of having the quarter stitches, half stitches aren't hard, and 3/4 stitches, um, also not hard. I mean, if you haven't done it before, but once you've done it, you get used to it. You do just have to take a little more time. That's when you don't do a full X, but like a quarter stitch would just be one portion of the cross. It's just a tiny little thing that you do. So doing it on linen, that makes it really easy to do that. So let's move on to the fabric. Here they just stitched it on white. Here they said they used 25 count cream Lugana, and that it turned out 8.5 by 12 inches. Still pretty big. That's a nice size. Actually, I kind of like that it turns out a substantial size to look at and enjoy. So I have this. It would look fine on, this is Irish linen, 28 count. Let's see where I can show you that is this. Irish linen, 28 count. And yes, I got it 50% off 20 years ago. Not 20, but a while ago when it was on sale. That's something else. And then I had these two Belgian linen choices. They look a lot alike, and we can't really appreciate it inside the package, can we? I had them all these years, never opened the package, although this probably helped protect them. Well, I just need to find something to stitch on the other one. Then it won't be a problem to open it. I'm going to go ahead and open it. This one is silver, is the color. I think I've mentioned in other videos how wonderful it feels, and it's nice and big. Here's what it looks like. Silver, it looks silver. And that would look very nice for this to be on the silver. Will kind of blend in somewhat with the background at the top. It matches the shadows and the rocks, and it's going to look really nice. Another option is this twilight blue. Maybe we won't open it. I don't know. Maybe you can see it to compare with the silver. The silver is lighter, and the twilight blue has kind of almost a little bit of a greenish, but it's still blue look to it. We won't open it since I'm not actually starting it on that. Anyhow, I think the silver, and the reason is this would look just as good, the Irish linen. But first of all, this is a smaller piece of fabric, 15 by 18 inches. It's still big enough, technically, to do the design on, because this is 30, well, it's 28 count. If you stitch over 2 threads, it's similar in size to stitching over 14 count Aida. And so the 18 inches would give you about 6 inches to divide on either side of the long part of the design. That would be about 3 inches, which is kind of the minimum I tell myself to leave for finishing a design, for turning it under and pulling it behind the picture. Doesn't leave a lot to leave a border around the edge. Although I was thinking it's fine to have the border around the edge, but it's not necessary. Like if your frame went right up to the edge, it would still be pretty. So I think what I was thinking, that I wasn't really picking my fabric so much for that purpose. I was thinking it's gonna look nice on linen, and I'm not so worried about the fabric as much as just the design. And I'm not so worried about keeping my silver fabric to use for a different pattern. Whereas I probably do have patterns where I would like having this Irish linen for those patterns. Don't think I have as many for the silver. Anyhow, this is the MCG Textiles. One of you commented on another video that they've gone out of business, which they probably had gone out of business way back when I bought this years ago. It's 20 inches by 27 inches, so it's plenty big. It's probably bigger than I need, so I probably will have to cut off some that I can use for who knows what, something. And I thought I would just, when I was thinking about what fabric to use for this, I was also thinking what fabric that I have, I want to do my little sampler. I've been knocking around in my noggin, thinking about designing like an alphabet sampler, alphabet numbers, things like that, and then little motifs around, using motifs of things from where I'm from, like sagebrush and jackrabbits and quails and things like that. And I thought just yesterday or today, a dust devil, I need to put a little dust devil in. I thought that when I saw the leaves and trash swirling around in a spot, I'm like, oh, we should have it, maybe not trash, but a dust devil, maybe a leaf or two to show that it's a dust devil in there. Anyway, I was thinking how pretty this rose colored linen would be. It's hard with this wall back here that's kind of peach for you to appreciate the rose shade, but it's not peachy. It's like more pink, kind of more like my skin. A little more pink than my skin. Anyway, there it is. I think I'll do it on that. I don't know how big I'm going to make it, but I've got plenty of fabric to do that on. So just a quick, short little video to show you these patterns and commit myself to going to the store. Getting some floss so I can start on this. You'd think I'd have the reds that I need, but the way I stitch in the middle, you start with the blanket. And I wonder if I should let you see this more up close. I kind of didn't hold it up very long. Isn't it beautiful the way they have the sheep looking up, this sheep looking up, and the sheep in Jesus' arms looking up at Jesus? I think that's really nice, and his attention is on them as well. And it's this one has the black face on one of the sheep, and the other design had, let me show you, in case I didn't leave it up long enough for you to notice the black sheep in there. Like they say in the primary, or the song for children, Jesus loves everyone, so including the black sheep. Really, really pretty, and I just think I will enjoy stitching that. And if you have any comments for me about other patterns like this that you like even better, or that you might have stitched or received, go ahead and leave those in there. If you have or any other on this kind of theme, of a religious theme. Would you have picked the Last Supper? The great big long project that will take a long time. The Holy Family. I do have a bunch of Christmassy type things like that have to do like with the Nativity. I guess I see them a little different since they're more Christmas. I guess the Holy Family is Christmas too. Or an more Easter themed cross stitch. I'd love to hear about it. Thanks.